He's gonna tear it down.
Can you order him to tear it down?
Yeah.
Yes.
Condemnable?
Have you seen that?
Yes,
now?
have you
Not
seen
lately,
it?
no.
Well, then you need to take a ride
Okay.
down there and maybe snap a shot of it,
Okay.
cause it's
There is
bad.
money in the East End grant for
To tear
demolition.
down, that's fine.
The demolition cost
But
really
we
isn't.
shouldn't have to buy it to tear it down. I mean, that's what I'm.
All right, then continue talking to the guy. How about that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, let's
And
move.
if-
Discuss it with the
and if
rehab group.
Howerton wants to buy it to put
Vaughn's
another
first name. What's his
program,
first name?
produce an
Who's
income
that?
house there,
Mr.
so
Vaughan.
be it. I mean,
I think the end result is we're gonna have to enforce it to be torn down, because I don't think his intention is he's gonna do it. We have to take a look.
What's the status of the greenhouse on Church Street?
Where
that's
the
all over
project's
there?
going on.
Status on Church Street, Jennifer will probably tell you more, but
We're waiting on the title searches to see who owns it before we.
It's on the right when you go out.
the Jaja Williams house is the one he's talking about.
Are you talking about Jaja or the old funeral home?
It's, no, it's,
Ja, ja.
it's a house.
The one that's
The one
been-
that's got boards up on the windows,
He's
it's
up
in
to
between
date.
two houses.
He's done work on it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's satisfactory to keep him out of Dean Lewis's doghouse.
Right.
And you can see put a new sill on the bottom, and it's been an ongoing.
It's still got a lot of bow to it.
Let's move.
It's still got a lot of bow to it.
It's not a good house.
All right, anything else?
We'll bring back, if
Blue
Earl
House.
and Earlene can participate on the cost on buying and all that kind of thing, but one way or another, she's gonna have to get.
All right, moving on. Everyone's paid their meals tax, correct? Nothing to report on street improvement projects. Rugglesworth Stadium, update on the TAP 21 project.
Van Orbeck believes there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Best thing I've read in the packet right there.
VDOT locomotive coming at us, but unless VDOT again delays, I expect to solicit sealed bid for the project before your next regularly scheduled council.
Sidewalks, curb, gutter, and road improvements.
Antique
speak,
lights.
speak timeframe. Is it
I gotta wait until, specifically, I gotta try to stay after baseball.
correct?
And if we hit in
But it's
July,
possible
August,
for this year.
we'll be fine. Oh, yeah.
Possible for this
Be
year.
nice
calendar
before school, be nice before school were to open, you know, back in August.
We'll do our best to get it done. It's, VDOT is tough on this thing, and I can't give you a better explanation other than it's just slow.
All right, folks, the hour is late, but the next issue is of some consequence, and the town manager has provided correspondence from the town and Mr. Orlando Gomez at Nottaway Commons, and the first item is a letter that I wrote to the Board of Supervisors that y'all authorized back in July to let them know that the town has capacity for the hotels that he envisioned in the shops. And it reminded them that they had given us permission that if we ever decide to annex, we could annex that property. And then you have a letter of the town manager explaining to Mr. Gomez what's required to, on his part, to make the project hook up to our sewer system. And I guess you need to take it there, Mr. Norbeck. Apparently, all of a sudden, there's confusion at Nottaway Commons that they're surprised that we're not going to do things for them. And I don't know I know you haven't told them that. I know I haven't told them that.
To clarify also, the letter that the mayor wrote, and the mayor was very astute, he also sent a copy of the minutes and the vote and the motion.
Yep.
And his letter is verbatim the motion that was made by council. There's two issues.
I don't go rogue down here, man. I don't go rogue.
Here we go, rogue on it. The issue is, we could not provide capacity at the wastewater plant. You guys are a little new, and this thing's been going on for a year or so. But capacity at the plant. National Guard gave us the wastewater treatment plant in 1998 or 99. Town took it, 2 million gallon a day plant. We could only use 500,000 gallons for town or our connections or connections other than the National Guard, okay? So we had 500,000 gallons. When it all got cooking, we're over 400, and Fast C was coming, and that was in the 80,000. Holy smokes, we don't have enough capacity for this really big project that they were talking about, 400-room hotel and all these other things. So council went back and agreed to ask Nottaway County to make application to the Tobacco Commission to do some recirculation pumps. I'm not an engineer, but it is a series of recirculation that would give us a 10% capacity benefit, okay? Once that got resolved, Tobacco Commission granted the money. We, as you know, we already have a contractor working out there. He gave us a change order amount of 156, which was less than estimate. And we've gone on and proceeded on with a change order. So we have another 200,000 gallons of
We're
capacity.
good. We got enough room for Fast C, for hotels, for restaurant, whatever comes out
All
there.
good there. That was the issue. The issue is not what I think Nottaway Commons is in the opinion of, that the town's gonna pay for the upgrades to the water and sewer, not necessarily the force mains and all that, but the actual gravity line comes from their project to the pump station. And that's never was discussed.
That's not even done in town. That's not done in town.
It's out of town. And a town's ordinances say the property owner will be responsible.
We don't even do that, what they envision us doing, we don't even do that in town.
We wouldn't do that.
We discussed it this evening
Right.
with Mr. Hanberry.
Right.
You
Right.
connect to the
All we
line.
said was you run the line down along the road, right? I mean, that
No,
was-
you gotta go by gravity, unless there's another pump station built. Some of the property, and Ronnie Rourke reminded me, can flow by gravity to the line that was put for bowling alley.
Nottaway Lane's
But I
right.
don't think the whole property will. Logically, a sewer line would come from their property across town property, which is the old landfill that would cut the timber, and kind of follow the edge of that landfill, the old Courthouse Road landfill next to the lake, if you're familiar where I'm talking about, and then go to our trunk line that runs parallel, or runs perpendicular to Route 40. And then you can see, I told him in the letter, I'm parroting
And this is all, the town manager's letter is in August, after last August. The only reason we bring this to y'all's attention is because apparently, and you made it, people are asking, why no hotels on Route 40? And I've been told that the answer is, well, the town, we're in limbo with the town. Well, the town has never been in limbo. The town's got letters here that are dated and signed and based on council minutes, so we just want the council to know, in case you hear that the town's gone back, or the town's not gone back on anything.
We've done the capacity issues at the plant. We have over 500,000 gallons. We can serve it. They're hanging their hat on. We thought the town was gonna pay for the improvements.
But no one gave them that impression.
It was never discussed.
I mean, I've met Mr. Gomez twice, and the last time I met him was last September, and it was full steam ahead. And I've never seen him since.
But we received an email, and I think that Gomez's folks, who I have spoken with, and that's when they came back and said, well, we got this letter from July that says, and I said, well, I don't think that says.
That scared me, because I'm like, what did I write? And then I said, no, I don't do that. I went back, I even included the minutes from the council to support the letter. So,
If that becomes an issue, but even prior to y'all's coming on board, that was never a topic that the town was gonna spend taxpayer or utility money running a sewer line.
developer's expense. Moving right along, that was information, East End Neighborhood Project. Just, you have some updates there, Mr. Van Orbeck?
Laying water and sewer, we have completed the water installation. They're doing the sewer now. They still have a significant amount to go. It's messy, it's slow, it's unpleasant perhaps for the neighbors that live here and there. But it's moving forward slowly but surely. We do need to make that decision, I think the Fire and Water Committee, about the laterals back to the
Yes,
house.
that's so referred to the Fire Water Committee. You got rental property maintenance ordinance.
I see I got some people from Ward A, and there's a problem down there about the sidewalks. And maybe Philip can address this, but I'm gonna have a survey, and I'm going into the project area, because some people want sidewalks, some people don't. We don't have sidewalks in the budget for this year.
We're not planning.
So, I'm not gonna go into detail, but the only thing I'm gonna say is, if you live in my ward, I will be by with your opinion on the sidewalks. You give me a yes or no, I'm gonna turn it back into the town manager, and we'll go from there.
You don't have any sidewalks in any of the project area right now, do you? The existing sidewalks?
It was discussed in 2015, sidewalks, the budget just couldn't support it.
Broad Street would make sense. I know a lot of folks who don't like encroachment on the yard, but
That's the big
I've heard
thing.
that.
That's the
Sidewalk
problem.
doesn't cost
Yeah.
anything, but the sidewalk does come 5 feet closer to your front.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm running into.
okay, very good. You're being good attentive ward rep there.
They want it or they don't.
Some
They
do,
don't want it.
They
Some
want
do, some don't.
it. They want it.
And I don't think we can actually force it upon you if you don't want it, right?
We have an ordinance where they can, if
Well,
there's
you
no people,
can if
no
you-
people in a
If
block.
the easement is there, then yeah, you can.
The council can decide to do
But
it.
is it necessary for that?
Can we put the money, we can put the money together, we'll make it, we'll put it in the budget process. That's not the biggest issue, and it may take a couple of years. The biggest issue is, do the neighbors want a sidewalk in front of your house?
Right.
It's not gonna be good, ward council relationship, you gonna ram it down our throat.
All right. He's not gonna do that.
That's why he's doing the right thing.
That's why I'm
See,
doing the
Miss Sierra,
survey.
Miss Sierra.
Yes, my question in regards to that, we discussed it briefly out in the yard the other day. It would be really nice to be able to see, we're talking about widening the roads, and then on top of that, we're talking about putting in sidewalks. We're already putting in curbing. So we've seen
We'll see a
half
reduction.
of our yard already.
That's too much. Yeah,
We've
yeah.
lost trees, we've lost landscaping, everything is already gone. So if we're talking about adding sidewalks on top of expanding the road, people are literally gonna be walking on a sidewalk.
Not good.
that's
Close to your front door.
Close to your front door.
Yeah.
sidewalk that I have to go to.
Count me out of that.
And another thing on that too, piggyback what she said, you talking about you can force us that easement, just like she said, you're already doing all this work, and then you coming in that property, then where they gonna walk at? You taking half their property, you didn't even get they didn't get a voice to say anything about it.
Well, let's table this until we get the survey.
You appreciate,
The beautifying
right.
neighborhood.
But you like your yard too, though.
The curb and guttering will make it look much better.
That's going to help with a lot of things. Right now, we
This is
have
where it
issues
all
with standing
started.
water
See,
and
what
things like
happened
that,
was-
which the curbing is going to assist
You know
with.
what happened.
But the sidewalk seems to be overkill for the neighborhood.
I think you're probably right. I think you're exactly right. You agree with that?
Yes, I was gonna say, I have the same issue, it's in our yard, we already lost most of our yard at this point. Losing, trees, bushes, whatever else, and everything's been moved around, and when you look and saw where the sidewalk is, literally I would step out my door, get onto my walkway, walk 1 foot up, and there you go, sidewalk. And that's those intrusion.
What street do you live on again?
Tavern.
Tavern, wow.
That's a big
I
issue.
believe they're side by side.
Right at me.
If you go down there and look, if you're a casual observer, there is a right-of-way line staked out, okay? And if you look at those 3 trees, which are right on your property line, that's about the property line between the right-of-way that the town owns and their property. We wouldn't necessarily need an easement. If the sidewalks were gonna be done, they would be done within that right-of-way. But again, if
You
people
go on
want
Harris,
that right-of-way.
you go on Harris Fitzgerald Street with the sidewalk, you come in people's yard, they done got used to.
I won't be going to the cookout this fall. They do that. I'll skip that one, I think. All right, good. Well, not hearing a lot of love for sidewalks, but love for everything else. That's good.
We're gonna lose more.
Moving right along, Mr. Town Manager, the rental property maintenance. What are we being asked to revise?
The director is requesting council to give authorization of a public hearing in reference to revising building code. Tessie wants us to make a couple more
Okay.
modifications, and
Well, we can do-
I've been broached by some property management companies, and I don't want to discuss names because but they said this is illegal. They have actually contacted state authorities and saying that we will be seeing lawsuit action possibly in the future.
Tessie says it's not illegal, so
Okay.
You mean forcing them to have to
have it
do?
inspected.
Didn't we say that if I own an apartment complex, the most any one unit of mine would be inspected would be once every 4 years,
Or every time it's turned
or
over.
if there's a complaint,
No, or complaint, but it really is just once every 4 years.
Yeah,
Not every single time they rent it.
no, no. So
That was a concern for like.
I had a landlord,
like,
yes.
And again, I don't know how accurate this is, but it was broached to me, so I didn't know.
If it is, I'm gonna be surprised, because Tessie's been through this thing up one side, down the
Well,
other.
can we do this? Could you relay the name to Tessie?
Yeah,
Or just so we can make sure that this, we don't need to adopt something that someone's gonna sue us over.
Yeah.
But I think Tessie's got her ducks in a row.
We'll have a June public hearing.
Thank y'all
Changes
so
the
much.
ordinance.
Thank you.
All right?
All right, June public hearing, common consent, weatherization. Y'all are gonna meet soon,
We're
It's
gonna meet-
Thursday.
It's actually the 24th, they changed the date on this.
Friday.
Did she get it straight? Because I know there wasn't, did she finally get it straight?
As far as I know, it's on the 24th, but we're gonna continue on with our weatherization efforts. Weatherization is where we take a portion of the town's electric revenues and we do things to create energy efficiencies in people's homes. Insulation, that's the intention, is to do those kinds of things that help get those light bills.
Even though we sell electricity, we're trying to help people get their light bills down.
That's the plan.
Makes for better council meetings. Comprehensive plan, do y'all have any names? Ms. Jackson Wilson would like to have 2 from each ward, which would be 10. I think she wanted at-large people to pick 2, which would be actually 14. Any names?
People see us sit up here, and I don't think they really.
Oh, it's fun, it's fun.
You want me to do what?
Any volunteers? Did anybody have any names? We'll come back next month. All right, next month we'll present names of people that would serve on a comprehensive plan committee. Comprehensive plan helps you develop zoning goals, that sort of thing. All right, you're gonna nominate Linda Jones already.
Talk to Ms. Jones? Have you talked to her?
Not about this, I talked on other things.
Let's bring that name, let's bring all names next month.
Barbara done gave her a piece of cake or something.
You can email them to her as
Give her a
well.
piece of cake.
If you come up with any.
Email them, Yvonne.
Yes, come up with your names, bring them, email them to Vaughn, and we'll vote on the next meeting, regular meeting. New business number 1, budget appropriations. This is an annual,
Well, we used to do a big one at the end of the year. every
Yeah.
year. Our auditors want us to do them on a more regular basis.
monthly?
And I would like to see quarterly, but I think Jennifer's trying to get her house in order. And it is the norm not to do it at once a year. The norm is to do it on a more regular basis.
All right.
And attached for your consideration are 1, 2, 3, 4 appropriations Jennifer's prepared. And these are items we don't necessarily have the revenues in our budget, such as the sale of scrap vehicles, junk vehicles, those kinds of things. Revenues that have come in for the sale of scrap metal, and she's shown where the money. We have not spent the money. We have not expended it, but these are revenues that we did not have budgeted, okay?
Revenue we did not have budgeted.
Revenue we did not have budgeted, and thus an expenditure that would not be budgeted. PD equipment grant, if you remember, that is a grant that the
Computers.
and it was all state grant money, okay, that we didn't have included in the budget. Real estate taxes, I think, first year delinquent, I think, is part, if you look at the first appropriation, that's part of it is the ERMS collections, and then the second part is an increase in current year taxes and the sale of it,
So we're getting, that ERMS is getting us revenue that's been owed for many years.
$40,000.
So if people win a lottery money, or they get a state tax refund,
tax
we get paid first.
And on the third one, where it says real estate taxes current year, 23,012, or 212.
I think our collections exceeded over,
But, and then, so the expenditure that we would use that for, it says personal property damage, that's Ms. Blevins' ditch.
Ms. Blevins' project. And so we're showing now an expenditure. And how are we showing it? Because we had increased collections on the revenues.
Okay, very good.
It's housekeeping.
You need a motion to approve these budget supplement transfer forms.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion made and second due to the dollar value, even though it's pretty much revenue neutral, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these things have literally already been done. The last one is for
We'll do a
tractors
voice-
that we purchased. at
we'll
the
do a
airport.
voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. This next one's interesting, folks. We have a claim from a local motorist and local resident, Benny Winslow, who has given us a bill. What do you have, front end alignment on the manhole cover on South Main Street?
$70, yeah. Our insurance company turned it down. And that manhole we talked about in one meeting?
Yeah, near the Catholic
literally,
Church.
it was like 2 days later, and he hit it and came in the office. I was out of town. I was in Paris Island with my nephew. And needless to say, I went out to fix it. Insurance company denied it.
We have the bill from Edgerton for alignment of $70. Mr. Winslow claims that the manhole did cause his vehicle to need the repair.
Can the, being that you stated that it was the contractor's fault due to the
Oh, yeah.
elevation,
Oh,
can
yeah,
they
go
pay
back
the
to the
$70?
contractor
I mean,
and
granted, it's $70, who cares, but the principle that,
Called him and said, dude, you gotta come do, all right, I'll get there, And this
well,
happened in the interim.
I agree that the town pay it after, or with the funds from, it was who, that was Lanco.
We have not paid them a full yet,
We haven't been invoiced for it.
so we're gonna withhold $70 from the Land Coal invoice.
It was obviously a town issue,
Is that your motion?
yes.
Is there a second to Mr. Nash's motion? Ms. Jones, a second it.
Has anybody ever paid $70 for a front end alignment?
You go up to Haley and Farm, you'll pay more than that.
Well, on
I
that,
think that's cheap. I
pay about
thought,
Very
100
cheap.
something. Yes,
In
sir.
Richmond, they're not even that much.
really?
Farm place.
I think Dick 70 was wrong.
No, they're a lot more expensive than that.
Places like
All right. All in favor of motion, say aye. Opposed? Mr. Nash made the motion to spend. I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed.
Remember
Are the times
$70.
changing?
We're not paying for it.
No, I know. That's true. Good point, good one. Next, you have a proposal from State Police to renew the agreement, the MOU for trash collection at the driving track out of town. That is what, $320 a month?
Additional request to pickups will be an additional 80. I'm not aware that they've called for additional pickups, and I think the billing has just been through.
Is this price fair? Only thing I think about, if you do raise the garbage fees in town, might you want to also tweak this one too, just because,
I agree,
you know?
I mean,
I've
we'll
thought
raise
about
them up by whatever the same
You almost,
percentage
you
is.
have to.
yeah.
Yeah, so that would be, it's if you go up 3 on, it's currently $14 a month, you go up 3, that's almost what, is that close to 18?
This is a special collection, just so you
Yeah,
guys don't
correct.
remember, because they're out of town.
Right.
And they're not on our water and sewer, but the state police made a specific request to us because of their rural location. It was really crazy expensive for them to get somebody to come out there and get their trash, and that's we would do it. And the 320 is vastly more than the $28 that anybody in town typically would
It's
pay.
2.5 miles out of town. I think council, I would advise council to think about whatever percent, agree for now, but when you raise the rates, you need to have the same percentage increase on this. I think, just to be fair.
I think
All right. Do you,
No, I agree, the exact same percentage
whatever the
that,
percentage is.
all right.
whether it be $3, $2, whatever it is.
Do you want to make a motion to approve it, as is now, but if garbage fees increase, then they would be passed on? Is that a motion?
Their increase and the same increase.
Add that statement added to this, because you're gonna be giving this.
Oh, yeah, I won't present it for your signature or mine until that's understood.
Till we adopt the budget? Till we adopt the budget?
No, I think we can sign this.
Okay. Just let them know there may be a little bit of
Their
small
rate
increase
may
coming.
go up, yeah, because we're proposing an increase this year. And I tell them what the increase will be as a percentage, same way.
All right. Anybody want to make a motion on that, or just common consent?
Make a motion.
All right. I'll give Ms. Thompson the motion, Ms. Hasbrook the second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next is an item that's been sort of dormant, joint land use study. This is the area around Fort Pickett that, you have the information in your packet. Apparently, Ms. Wilson has been on the committee but hadn't been notified of meetings.
Apparently so. And, so nonetheless, to this point, they've only selected a consultant to do the work, so I don't think there's been any hard negotiating about what's gonna happen around the post and that sort of thing, so I don't think she's missed too terribly much, but you can see she wrote a letter back and she'd been appointed and she hadn't received notice of it.
Yeah, I feel bad for her on that.
We're-
John Process called me and told me it's fixing to heat up, and he said, Billy, because you're in economic development, and I said, well, I don't mind nominating myself to the council. It'd be about 5 meetings a year. I would certainly give y'all a report on anything that comes up. Blackstone won't be as affected per se, but areas outside of Blackstone could be. It's basically shaping the future of land use around Fort Pickett. What's gonna be compatible. The Guard is obviously doesn't wanna see the base overdeveloped, like Oceana and some places where,
I think we need to be cautious in that we've got a utility system, and we want to make sure that areas where utilities can be extended logically are not going to be excluded from that
Cox,
kind of
yeah,
development.
Cox Road, right, yeah, 460
Road,
Business. So I would ask council to appoint myself, and you don't need to reappoint Yvonne, because she's already on there. Yvonne's on the policy, technical committee, and I've asked that I be appointed to the policy committee.
So moved.
Had it.
There's second in Mr. Thompson's wise motion.
Second.
There's Mr. Nash's second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Isn't the jail though primarily the airfield?
No, I think it applies to the entire post. Joint land use, because they're including Dinwiddie County, and I think the
When
email,
it started though, it was all about the airport.
it may have been from the
I had
beginning,
Several meetings about that.
but I think they're talking post-wise, the entire area.
All right, moving on to the USDA Rural Development Fire Truck.
This is a application that Josh has prepared, and it is for a fire truck in the amount of $750,000. Typically, we would garner about $25,000 of grant money, not a big amount, but we would also be entitled to a below-market interest rate on the borrowing.
Which typically run, I mean, what's,
4% was the last one. I mean, those numbers may change and that sort of thing.
Yes.
The only reason we're doing this now, we're not ready to buy a fire truck. I ain't got the money. But what I'm trying to do is, as we talked with Dion before, I'm trying to get in line. Because with the USDA, they go until their money runs out, and then you gotta wait till next year. And They
Right.
cut it off. So the quicker you're on the list, the quicker you can get.
I'd entertain a motion to approve this authorization, this application.
And we will hold a public meeting at the June council meeting. for people
Mr.
to
Thompson is second, and Mr. Nash's motion. This again is to replace the 86, is it a pumper or a tanker? It's a
come. Engine.
Engine, all right. Because of the money involved, potentially, I'll ask for a roll call vote, starting with Colonel Tom.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 6-0. I hate to ask this, on number 6, did we take action on the, now, we passed the motion on the RFP for the business plan.
correct, but.
But we
the
did not take
actual-
any action on number 6 on the Armory Group's request to do work in there. To continue doing work in there with some town help on cutting the pipe.
Doing some electrical work and plumbing. Ooh, excuse me.
The consensus I heard from most was to support it, but, because we're gonna make a decision soon, but that's,
I've seen the issue with the pipe.
Really, I have to get
I mean,
permission.
yeah, I mean, it don't,
They have to get
it's
permission.
water on in the building now.
Mine is hot, yeah.
Man, I would say the big thing would be the electrical. I do know that they want to add lighting to the hallway, so I think they just
We
want
had
some.
something with a bucket truck trying to replace one of the windows or repair some of the windows and that sort of thing.
I've said enough at the Armory. I don't know what y'all think.
Well, it goes back to what I said earlier tonight. I think we should cease operations until we get something straight. Until council decides what we need to do.
If someone has strong feelings one way or the other, I would beg for a motion. I don't care if it's
I'd like to make a motion that we allow them to do what is presented here by town employees. We just be very prudent with what we allow them to do.
anything not on this list would have to come back through the town manager and the council. Is there a second to that
Can
motion?
you
Second.
make sure that all material must be run through their account, though this is just labor strictly?
Yeah, that's what's on the paper, yeah.
Okay.
You second the motion? Or Ms. Thompson second the motion? I'd ask for let's try a voice vote, and we have to do a roll call. We'll do, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No?
All right, I heard 6-1 opposed. But again, just so everybody's clear, the motion is to allow the repairs, they're on this sheet of paper, with town labor involved only when necessary. Anything off this list goes to Philip Norbeck and the council, the full council, not selected members of council or the mayor.
Does it go in, there's a standpipe, oh, let's go take notes.
Sorry.
Immediate needs.
Last business of the night, folks, before we adjourn, pretty much, is one of our beautification committee members, Jenny Davis Bunn, wants to reestablish the old Sea Park Committee, which has been dormant for probably 20 years. She would like to chair it. She's very observant. And basically, the Sea Park Committee would be like the beautification committee. It would make recommendations to the council. She wants to undertake this, and
I believe Ms. Hasbrook and I, we've discussed this in committee, and I think it would actually help our committee, because we're at a stalemate as to what in the world to do with that.
right.
So,
Especially Christmas houses and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
get some outsider views. I mean, I say outsiders, they're citizens. But
Right.
We up here,
Fresh
we
set
get
of
tired
eyes.
sometimes.
fresh set of eyes. Who would like to make the motion to appoint?
I so
Jenny-
move.
Mr. Nash.
I second.
Mr. Nash has moved, Ms. Jones seconded, to appoint Jenny Davis Bunn to chair the Sea Park Committee, and she will form
All
volunteers.
items will be brought back to town council.
Yes, any work has to be approved by the council. Under committee referrals, I received a call, this is an old issue, folks, it's haunted previous councils, but Pickett Court parking, I'd like to refer to the Street and Light. It's probably gonna be like the Armory, a merry-go-round. And then we have a sidewalk ditch issue at the Apostolic Holiness Church, that would also go to Street and Light Committee. Is that Bamboo Fest? What was it, bamboozled? Bamboozled.
That's the only time I saw Sam having to back up on one.
Yep. Yeah, Sam wanted to go on the property. I think I vetoed that one. I believe I vetoed it. Under Mayor's Minute, I have nothing, folks. I just keep on keeping on. We have the police report in your packet. And last but not least, this is when citizens who have a question or a complaint or concern, you get a second chance to address your elected officials. You can't do this in Richmond or DC, but you can do it in Blackstone, Virginia. Can't really do it at the courthouse. Well, since everybody's happy and loves Blackstone, we're going to adjourn this meeting at 9:52.
You gonna continue it or adjourn?
We're going to continue this meeting to
May 30th.
Thursday, May 30th, and briefly that agenda is,
If you remember Mr. Hinkle has a public hearing. I couldn't get it in the
Right,
paper, my
right,
bad.
right.
So we have to ask for this. Mr. Hinkle was asking for conditional use permit to put apartments in the old flower.
which has
court.
been recommended by the Planning Commission.
Recommended by the planning commission. We also have a mini storage warehouse development that has been proposed for the Lester Street property,
That's right.
right next to those mini stores that Mr. Montour.
Yeah.
And then the last item on that matter will be a subdivision that has to be approved by you guys, by council. The planning commission recommend approval of that property for townhouses, which are allowable use. Okay,
Who owns the property? Is it?
Lance Doran, I don't know.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Progeny
Is it the old
LLC.
Blackstone Day School?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Next door
right.
to it.
Yeah, the old, okay.
So there's a subdivision for that property, and then there's a public hearing for the actual conditional use in R3 for the mini storage warehouse.
So those three
So they would
issues,
do both items.
And,
There are two items.
text amendment.
Oh, text amendment, excuse me. If you read the paper this past week, there are concurrent ads, which are legal by state law. Planning Commission and Town Council are both having their public hearings advertised in order to expedite a request. We were approached by a local business person who wants to rent and possibly sell contractors equipment, okay? That's already a designated or identified activity in the M1 district. Their property actually is located in the business general district.
So you're gonna do it with a conditional use permit?
No, they don't have to. We're gonna recommend to council, what we've got so far is approval of rental and sales. It's retail. It's almost like what people can do in business general. The only reason we're coming back to you and kind of muddying the waters is because it's already defined in the manufacturing district. But if you look at the definition, it says contractors, construction, storage yard. Well, I'll tell you. But we don't feel that the rental or the sales of contractor equipment necessarily should be prohibited in the BG. So the text amendment would be take half that definition, which is
BG.
sales and rental, and move that into the BG.
Where is it located? Where is it?
In that lot next door to Bevel's.
Okay.
That vacant lot they already had.
Good, okay. Was it Robbie? Who's the applicant?
Yeah.
Really, there's no applicant because it's a text amendment.
Oh,
so it
okay,
didn't
I
cost
see,
them
I
or
see, gotcha,
anything like
gotcha.
that.
All right, so on May 30th, we'll discuss those 4 zoning-related issues, and then the other issue will be, we'll try to have a consensus about what the council wants to advertise for the budget, and then we'll await the final word from from Dominion to VEMA. If y'all could find out if Dominion's 10.1% increase also applies to co-ops and their customers out there that buy from Dominion. I'd just be curious. I know it didn't really have, it's neither here nor there, but are they picking on local governments? That's what I'm curious about.
They're not always looking out for our business.
Okay. We will continue this meeting. It's now 9:55. Everybody be safe and have a good night. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Good discussion from folks tonight. Very good.
You didn't have to.
You and the